Does the union want to ask any questions under redirect?
Yes, we do. So, my question to you is, were there tasks that you completed during the day?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I believe that your testimony was that you performed the cleaning services in certain offices as well as emptying garbage cans and mopping. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I believe your testimony was that you installed blinds. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And your testimony was that you began using the weed eater and performed that service until the weed eater malfunctioned. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Again, the shape of the yard, or the condition of the yard, had been neglected as far as janitorial duties. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so, again, would it be possible for you to have cleaned the entire yard in one day?
There's no way.
Okay. And again, to the best of your ability, did you perform the duties that were assigned to you in the janitor position?
Yes, ma'am. I did.
Okay. No further questions at this time.
Mr. Blanton, to clarify, did you clean all of the offices, storerooms, engineers and switchmen's wash and locker rooms at Passenger Station, Davis Yard, in accordance with the instructions?
No, sir. It would have been impossible to...
That's quite all right. Did you?
I'm sorry. Objection. Mr. Hearing Officer, earlier when Mr. Toast tried to elaborate on a yes or no answer, you restricted me from moving to the next question. I would have asked that you provide the claimant the exact same opportunity to finish answering your question and elaborate as he sees fit.
Ms. Vellum, your objection is noted for the record, and I will allow the claimant then to finish his statement. But I must state for the record that I find the union's hypocrisy in this matter a bit unsettling. You sternly objected to allowing Mr. Toast to elaborate on his questions, and you were emphatic that if you ask a yes or no question, you wanted it answered in that way, and yet you don't want to afford that same opportunity to the company. However, in the interest of fairness, and because this is a fair and impartial investigation, I will allow the witness to elaborate on his answer if he chooses to do so.
To be clear, the organization is not demonstrating hypocrisy. You were restricting my line of questioning that was deliberate, and that was the basis of the objection. So, again, I would ask that Mr. Blanton be allowed to answer the question.
Mr. Blanton, do you have anything further you wish to add to that question to your answer?
What I was trying to say was that it was physically impossible for me to get all that work done on that day.
Did you make anyone aware that it was impossible to get all of that done in one day?
I was working, and I didn't see anybody that day except for Mark, except for Mr. Dalloway.
So, you did not see the terminal superintendent that day?
I did, at the end of the day,
I see.
when I got escorted off the property.
So your testimony, Mr. Blanton, is a little bit contradictory here, so I need to be clear. Did you, or did you not see anyone else that day?
As I said in my statement, sir, I saw the lieutenant and the superintendent at the end of the day when I was told to leave.
So, when you saw the superintendent that day, did you make the superintendent aware that it would have been impossible for you to get that work done all in one day?
No, I didn't tell him that. I was escorted off the property, sir.
Okay. Did you maintain and keep the engineers and switchmen wash and locker rooms clean in their entirety at Davis Yard that day?
No, sir. I didn't have time to complete all those tasks.
Did you... Well, okay. Was it that you didn't have time, or that you spent the time you had lying down sleeping as opposed to working? Which is it?
That's absolutely not true, sir. I did not spend my time sleeping.
Then explain to me, Mr. Blanton, just one more time for clarification purposes. How did the superintendent and the lieutenant find you? In what position?
On the bench.
In what type of position?
Laying down.
And were your eyes open or closed?
I don't remember. They could have been closed.
Very well, Mr. Blanton. Did you handle any baggage or mail at Passenger Station that day?
I don't remember.
Mr. Blanton, did you replace any posters or bulletins at Davis Yard that day?
I think I did.
You don't know if you did or you didn't.
Well, sir, that was almost 2 weeks ago. It's difficult to remember everything that happened over 2 weeks ago.
But you remember going to the yard office and looking for salt tablets and couldn't find any.
Yes, sir.
And you remember getting exactly 40 bags of ice from the ice house.
That's correct.
And you remember that you were working with your coworker, Mark, on that exact day, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
So, it seems like you have a very selective memory of what's hard to remember and what's hard to forget. But the point of this, Mr. Blanton, my line of testimony is, as I read down the bulletin's instructions for your job duties that day, it doesn't appear to me that you did a single thing on this list in a satisfactory manner. So, again, for clarification purposes, I'm sure you can understand.
Mr. Hearing Officer,
I will get to your objection in just a minute. Ms. Vellum, if I can just complete my line of questioning, I'll be glad to hear anything you say.
well, you're not. That's the problem. You're not on a line of questioning. You're adding your take on this, scolding the claimant, and giving us the recap as you see it. I have no problem with you asking questions, but you're not asking questions. That's my objection.
Ms. Vellum, your objection is noted for the record, and at this time I have no further questions for Mr. Blanton. Does the union have any other witnesses?
I have a few more questions to follow up with Mr. Blanton.
Please proceed.
Mr. Blanton, you have read Exhibit A, the charge letter, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In Exhibit A, do you see where you are charged with not marking off properly? Is that contained in the charge letter?
No, it is not.
Okay. And Mr. Blanton, in the charge letter, is there a specific charge of alleging that you were sleeping?
No, ma'am. It does not say that.
Okay. And again, just for clarification on the date in question, to the best of your ability, were you doing the duties that are assigned to the janitor position?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. No further questions at this time. Subject to recall.
All right, Ms. Vellum. I have no further questions for Mr. Blanton either. Does the union have any other witnesses they would like to call?
We do. We'd like to call Mr. Mark Dalloway, who is on duty and has first-hand knowledge of the matter under investigation.
Very well. We'll call Mr. Mark Dalloway.